everyone, it is Desiree. So you just got done seeing the video of the all of the die cutting that we did, all of the different products that I used, and how I actually lit it up and made it a home decor piece. That may not be for you. You may not want to go to that extreme. You may not want to go into those details. So I put together this video as well to show a less detailed piece, but it still has the beauty. It still has all of the details that you can get. So you can see that I don't have the cutouts. We're going to make this one solid. This one will definitely go flat. The other one was able to as well, but not once I glued the roof down flat to keep that there. If I don't glue those flaps, then yes, that would have gone flat as well. The only die that I used, or I should say, there's only two products that I used, and I still pulled in the Oopsie Daisy. I just love this. I love the images. They are great to color with. Again, using the same process and coloring that I did before with my alcohol markers. I use my Prismacolors. Those are the ones that I have and that I enjoy. So I have my flowers. I did double cut. So I have one layer and then I cut another layer and layered those. So these are too thick. And this is really thick paper that I used, or cardstock. I have my roof piece and I put the tape on the correct way. I do find if I put tape on everything first, it kind of helps in its construction. I have my two pieces here that I'm going to build. I have the word flowers again. I die cut this 3 times with black cardstock and layered those up. I have my 2 house panels and I have my roof. And since I don't have any cutouts, I don't need that strip in between. And again, all of this came from the A7 Storefront die set. So here's the roof. Here is the insert for the roof. And then, of course, the panel that we need 2 of. And then there's my banner for my roof. So these are the only products that I used. And again, just keeping that simple. And again, at the end, I'll go through it again. So I got Gabby in the front, I got Gabby to the rear, but you'll be able to see it. Again, it's really tough sometimes when I'm maneuvering this to make sure that you're seeing everything. So if I flip it upside down and go through it after you've just watched that, it might be easier. So again, we're going to switch over to a voiceover and I will talk back with you once we have constructed this piece. Okay, so same process as before, except not all the bells and whistles. As I said, I did do this video first. But then when I was thinking about, oh, wait a minute, what if I do this? What if I do this? I thought, okay, let's go there. That's the video that I'm going to show. But again, just like I said before, not everybody's into all of those details. So again, not that this is any less pretty, but this will definitely fit into a mailer. The other one will too, but this one will as well. And again, it's only using the main Storefront die. It's using the Oopsie Daisy stamp and die set. So, but you can get the same results. They are the exact same. The only thing that you're missing is the light. That is it. I did the same thing with the sign, except I didn't stamp on the sign. I just used a white cardstock, black cardstock for the word flowers to have that go across. And I used black or a dark gray for, a gray for the back. Still used the double-sided foam squares so that it would prop up just a little bit. I'm going to add a bee just off to the corner and another bee down on the right-hand corner, because I think they are just so cute. I did also change the color of the roof. So this roof that I started was brown. I do love the look of brown and aqua. And that's how I started out. Then I saw the gray and I'm like, oh, I want the gray. And again, doing the same thing, just placing those sunflowers or daisies, they would be great sunflowers, daisies along the sides and the back. And since I don't have the door and the window cut out, again, I just had these beautiful flowers just surrounding this piece in different ways, different levels. Again, these were die cut multiple times. So, of course, die cut once out of Solar Crest white, 80 pounds, so that I could do my alcohol marker coloring. And then I used a lot of scraps to do the die cutting on the back, just to give it some more dimension. Just looked at where I went, and it's during this process when I put this together, that's when I was like, you know, if I did put the window there, a light could come shining through. It would be really cool that it was like this, you know, urban hangout. And this is what goes through my mind when I create. What can we do to what we have that could take it up the next level, that can stretch what we have? Again, I have said this before. This is why my chemistry teacher in high school said, we just need to let you graduate because you can't come back here anymore. You know, they say curiosity will kill a cat. Well, my curiosity, I think, almost blew up the whole school. I always have this small question. I wonder what will happen if we do this. It's a long phrase, but it's a fun phrase. And I always ask that question. And I do that here too. Once I have all of my pieces around the outside, the construction is the same. I make sure that I have my double-sided tape. I make sure I add glue. I make sure the bottoms are lining up as I'm folding over. Same thing with the roof attachment, trying it a different way, making sure that the triangles are lining up, making sure that they get folded in. And then it's easier to just pick this up and line up those edges so that you know that you're in the center. Taking off that strip, you can see how well, if you keep on bending it like that, you want to keep on, you know, massaging that paper, break those fibers so that they'll work a lot better. I flattened it out. This is really easy when you flatten it out and then just fold that over and you are right on that lip and having fun. We're going to add that last bee somewhere because he deserves a home as well. And that will sit right there. So folds perfectly flat and we are ready to go. Okay, so you can see this one definitely went quicker, absolutely, but we still have the same images. I still have the daisies from the Oopsie Daisy stamp and die set. I still use my Prismacolors. Again, when I was doing all of the coloring for these projects, this was the first one in my mind. And then as I kept on coloring, it gave me time to think and said, ho. And then I just kind of went with it. But again, it still has the same structure. The double layered of the bees and the flowers. We've got the flowers going on the side. And then, of course, on the back. I did the same thing with the banner. So 2 double-sided foam squares here and then 1 on each side just to give it that curved look. Again, something different. And then added just 2 bees there and then 1 little bee on the back there having fun. Now again, just as I did the other one, before, these are loose flaps. These flaps stay loose. It's only attached up in through here. So because of that, it's easier to flatten down. If I didn't glue the tops down to the sides, then it would have flattened down as well, even though the light mechanism was in there. But because it just makes it easier to flatten. You saw when I was putting it together, what I find easier is to make sure I've got my front to where I want my front. When it comes to that piece, I lay this down, I keep this folded up, and then I place it into the crease and bend this up. And then I just press this down to make sure that it's firm. You also saw that when I was putting in this center, again, and this is just for me because, you know, I just have a little bit of OCD with some things. So yeah, to match up the sides, you're matching up along this edge. And then this sits, you know, right in that center. So I do the one, and then when I'm ready, I can do the other one. And I do this always before I put, of course, the roof on. So that's my guide to say, okay, this is what I'm matching up to as I'm putting these together. I try not to think as I'm creating, and that's why I look for those little tiny things to line up with or to mirror, and then I can just keep going. It becomes robotic. That's just how my mind works. Just a little bit. If you have, you know, this here, I'm seeing I've got some really heavy weight because I use these are 110 pound each when it comes to these layers. So it is going to bow in. I could just put a strip within here just to give it some stability if I wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. I just keep pinching the top if I want that top to come down. So again, just a different version. You know, no cutouts, no lights or anything else. You saw how quickly this one came together. You know, you're just putting in your two sides, you're putting on your roof, you're putting in that center mechanism. And I used the main components from the A7 die set. I didn't go into other die sets. So you can still create something beautiful. And then I just pulled in something from her previous release, which is just wonderful. So again, this is an A7, so this will fit into an A7 envelope, and it is perfect to mail. Now, where would I put my message? Honestly, I would put my message right up in here, or in this section right here, so that it would just, you know, sit there. Because again, covered up the back, or you just leave your back open and leave your message there, or you can put something here. So even though I covered up everything, you still have plenty of areas to put your message to the recipient. As always, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, 2 videos showing the same product, but just in a more elaborate, more detailed way, if you like to really get into those pieces. And then one that still looks as elaborate, still looks as beautiful, but just doesn't have the light system or the cutouts. So again, different ways to stretch your dies to get more use out of them. And that's what this is about. To stretch your dies, use them in different ways to either step them up or keep them the way that they are, but still add other items to bring them to life even more. Enjoy your day. Enjoy creating your art, because that's what you do. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. I'm here to support and help you with your art journey and how you want to create. So I'm here for any questions. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and make sure you hit that bell. I'd love to have you here, part of the group, and that thumbs up just helps YouTube to know that, hey, you like this. Maybe somebody else would. Take care, guys. Have fun. But always remember, and I don't think I said it in the last one, always be creative. And I will talk to you in the next video. Till then, take care, guys.